Welcome to Living in Beauty. It's Sunday, June 11th, 2023, day 2519 on the road, and we're in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. Alaska's growing season may be short, but the flowers are worth the wait. Fanciful late summer plumage soothed our nerves as our frontal lobes surged with executive processes. We were playing Russian roulette with the weather. It was almost September, and we had yet to complete our sightseeing goals. Cooler weather had chased off the bugs, but every morning we cautiously inspected the mountains for signs of termination dust. We were lonely tourists. Daylight hours had shortened, and campgrounds were preparing to close for the season. Yet, here we were, juggling the details of nomadic life in a strange land as we continued northbound. Worst case scenario, I asked Jim. Do you really want me to say? He replied. Yes, tell me the worst. Don't hold back. Now it occurs to me that you may be here to browse info for your upcoming Alaska adventure and not keen to hearing about our disaster management plans. I get it. Feel free to scroll along and enjoy the flowers. The official long-term prediction is always fair weather until mid-September. For more accuracy, we consulted the almanac. But unstable climate and weather anomalies are known to foobar the flower and fishing industries, so a little old freak ice storm or atmospheric river could slow us down, leaving us stranded. Jim's plan, in the event of a weather disaster, which, unknown to us because we had no cell signal, actually happened a few days later on Alaska's west coast, then we'd have to surrender the entire rig to the nearest storage facility, whether in Alaska, Yukon, or BC, and fly south to San Diego, where we'd rent a car and find a place to live until spring, when we'd fly back up to retrieve the rig. We also had plans for fuel shortages and breakdowns, and especially for missteps. You know, the dumb stuff you do when you find yourself slap happy in a gorgeous natural setting, like that guy in the 70s who went fishing and got lost for 2 months. We even had a plan for a potential tragedy which could occur due to no fault of our own. Yes, before we set out for Alaska, we had our lawyer line up our legacy ducks in a neat little row. Now, I don't want to harp on this, but a 3-word search, Alaska, tourist, killed, will reveal that vacationers of every nationality are frozen to death in glacial lakes, slaughtered by grizzlies, crashed into mountainsides, crushed by chunks of ice. Seriously, if the death rock of doom doesn't get you, the world's tallest tsunami is revving up to finish the job. There's a reason why Alaska is the biggest state with the smallest population of very cautious people who hear the words freak accident and tragic death far more often than do, say, the inhabitants of Pennsylvania. Nevertheless, we traveled through fires, floods, and washed-out roads and villages in pursuit of our first ever view of the Northern Lights. Jim crafted our itinerary to be at the 65th latitude for peak viewing in early autumn. It worked. Jim found the iPhone app My Aurora Forecast and Alerts to predict when and where the lights are, and the accuracy was spot on. Waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning paid off. Obviously, the dog ate my homework when it came to researching how to photograph the Northern Lights. But once I gave up trying to capture magnetic ropes by the tail, I relaxed and immersed into the peaceful display undulating across the heavens. It was like a lava lamp lighted highway. The experience imprinted into my memory as the universe whispered her secrets. On our way to Chena Hot Springs, we drove through North Pole. North Pole has nothing to do with the North Pole. The city, part of the Fairbanks area, is about 1,700 miles south of Earth's geographic North Pole and 125 miles south of the Arctic Circle. There's more than a sleigh full of candy canes and kayfabe at work in the North Pole. Evidently, the whole town is in on the Santa's Workshop theme. It made me wonder how Halloween is done here. But we were only passing through to experience something that we needed more than Christmas. About 70 miles north into the Fairbanks North Star Borough, we finally arrived to our northernmost destination, Chena Hot Springs Resort. These natural thermal mineral spring waters flow into a tiny valley at the end of a long country road. Over 100 years ago, a pair of gold miners with aching backs founded the resort as a healing place for laborers. Before our first soak, we settled creekside into our woodland campsite. Alaska is a higher level of beautiful. And that pun serves because this thrilling closeness with the natural world is also expensive in time, money, and energy. We were all physically exhausted. Even Pico's fluff toy entourage looked beat. So we paused here, in this exquisite boreal paradise, to soothe our sciatica and calm our nerves with morning walks in the valley. We decompressed with warm, satisfying soaks in the natural geothermal pool and tried to forget about the other pool, the one full of magma stewing below. In the evening, we hit the Trails End Lounge for happy hour. Later, we tucked into Jim's hot and delicious Miracle Chow. High flavor, low fuss, and nutritious 600-calorie meals that he can whomp up within minutes from his minimally stocked travel pantry. We thought there'd be plenty more opportunity to view the aurora in Chena, but clouds from a gathering typhoon blocked the sky. Fortunately, we set up camp only about 100 yards from the Aurora Ice Museum. Located on the Chena Hot Springs grounds, the world's largest year-round ice environment is built with over 1,000 tons of ice and snow. It was like strolling through the Aurora Borealis, and every bit as challenging to photograph. The museum is a frigid 25 degrees Fahrenheit, so the museum supplies parkas. Champion ice carver Steve Bryce created this winter wonderland of life-sized ice sculptures. Dazzling handcrafted ice chandeliers light the way. Everything, including the bar, is crafted from locally harvested ice. In the workshop, a Viking showed us how he does the dishes by carving out ice champagne flutes. Later, in the bar, a delightful appletini is served in the carved ice glass. Cold has never tasted so good. Now, here's a pro tip. Don't tell the children, but I have first-hand information that Santa prefers appletinis to candy canes. Most Ice Palace visitors arrive by bus from Fairbanks. Perhaps that's why it is tradition to break the ice glass against a rock upon departure. But since we arrived with a perfectly good freezer, we broke tradition instead. How many happy hours will these glasses hold up for on the long, long journey south? We had every intention to find out as we turned south toward Haines. Thank you for joining us at Living in Beauty. If you like this post and want to be notified when a new one is released, please enter your email address and click the follow button at the bottom of this page. For more info, check out our travel maps and facts. Okay, that's it for now. Safe and happy travels until next time.